Hello, VC, and whoever's watching. It's been quite a long time. Uh, the past few months, I just moved from one place to another, started a full-time job, so I didn't find that much time to take a video. But in the meantime, I had some great occasions to get new records. It's a big bunch in the meantime, and I think it's a good stack to share with you guys. So let's just get started. The first one is Bootleg. Got my own bags of tricks. So this is a compilation released on Bellaphone. Uh, It's a lovely gatefold 2 record set. It includes, I guess, what you can consider the best of Bo Diddley's work. His most famous songs, I'm a Man, Bo Diddley, Who Do You Love? And yeah, it's quite difficult to get like his original records, especially like the old ones. Um, and this compilation includes like all the great songs, and it's a good way to get started into Bo Diddley's work. And it's just a fantastic record. Actually playing right now. The next one are the Traveling Wilburys. For those of you who don't know, this is a supergroup founded by George Harrison, Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne, and Bob Dylan. It was kind of a coincidence that they all got together, but they released this at the end of the 80s, I think, and then another one in the 90s. In the meantime, Roy Orbison died, but it's a really fun record. It sounds like five men just want to have a good time, um, doodling around, writing some songs, and out came this great record. It's the first one, so this is volume one. There's volume three. They thought it's kind of a nice joke to skip the volume two, and it has great songs in it. End of the Line, Margarita's a great one, and Rattled. Um, it's a really good one. I can highly recommend it. Classic rock. The next one is by Booker T and the MGs. It's called McLemore Avenue, sorry. It was released on Stax. It's the original German pressing. As you can see by looking at the cover, it kind of looks like Abbey Road. And actually, that's what they did on this album. They covered a lot of songs from Abbey Road, but only as instrumentals. So for me, I discovered Booker T and the MGs a few months ago, and immediately they got a special spot for me. They're just amazing musicians with so much feeling and technique, and they're just for me high end musicians. I think they were also for Stax Records one of the um, studio bands, or partly worked as a studio band, and they definitely made something new out of Abbey Road. I think only like 1 or 2 years after Abbey Road was released, it sounds just amazing. Great blues, R&B, soul versions of the Beatles classics, and the cover art is just amazing. The next one I was looking for quite a time. It's CSN by Crosby, Stills and Nash. I think it's from 77 as the original German pressing. I don't know why, but you don't see it that often, that record, and usually with like really high prices. I don't know what's going on with Crosby, Stills and Nash. Um, but it's a great record. I was looking for it for a long time because by now I finished my Crosby, Stills and Nash collection, or let's at least like the studio work. And definitely my highlight on this is Cathedral by Graham Nash. Last year I went to his show in Munich and he performed a song I didn't know it before. It just blew my mind. It's a great song, very atmospheric, and a lot of other good stuff going on, like Dark Star by Stephen Stills, Run from Tears. Um, Maybe it's not on the same level as their original records, Crosby, Stills and Nash or Deja Vu, but it's amazing. It's a great record. It's a great work by Crosby, Stills and Nash. Talking about Crosby, Stills and Nash, this band is called STS, and I think outside Germany, people might not know it. This is an Austrian band, and I think you can call them a little bit like Austrian, like Crosby, Stills and Nash. So actually, they cover quite a few Crosby, Stills and Nash songs, not in this record, but in general. They also cover Beatles songs like Irgendwo, which is somewhere, and they did a cover of Nowhere Man, or there's a cover of Here Comes the Sun. Um, yeah, for me, they have just really nice lyrics. They make great music, like their own songs are kind of yeah, classics around here, especially in the south of Germany, Bavaria, definitely in Austria, and SDS, great band, great record. The next one is by Neil Young. This is Neil Young, Crazy Horse. Everybody knows there's Nowhere. Covers in lovely shape, great gatefold, and unfortunately the vinyl is a little bit beat up. I thought it wouldn't be so obvious on the turntable, but yeah, it's something like VG plus, something in between. Definitely not what I'm looking for. I'm hoping to upgrade it because it's a great record. Makes a lot of fun to listen to it, especially the main title. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere and Down by the River. I think there's some classics on this. Also Cinnamon Girl, just in the young classics. Great work here, and I hope to get an upgrade, at least for the vinyl, because this one's pretty good. It was kind of a blind buy. I didn't know it before. The next one just arrived a few days ago. This is the Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles, as an original master recording from the 1980s, and I think outside the US and later in Germany there was no, or let's say just in the UK, there was no official Magical Mystery Tour album, at least when they released the movie. There were only 2 EPs, I think, but in the US they released one, and this is the reissue of it from original master recording, in lovely shape. Unfortunately, they didn't put in the booklet that came along in the original US versions, but yeah, I think that's fine. They were more focusing on the sound of the record, which is pretty good to me. And I always love this record. I have an original US pressing, but original master recording to get for a good price, you just pick it up. Next one is Iron Butterfly, Metamorphosis is it called. It's from the 70s, I think, and this is actually an Australian pressing. It's a reissue. Got it for a nice price at a little flea market in Munich. Released on Atlantic, and I think so far I didn't have a chance to listen to it. But Iron Butterfly is definitely a great band, great psychedelic rock band, pretty heavy, as you all know in Agata da Vida. The song and the album itself, it's pretty good. Next one is kind of unusual, at least for me. It's called Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Skeleton Tree. I listened to this by coincidence. I think on a CD. I got it from a local library and I just checked it out, and I think it's very atmospheric. Um, I don't like old stuff by Nick Cave, but this record in particular, I just really enjoyed it, and I said, okay, if it pops up in a good used shape on eBay or something, I pick it up. You have to be in the right mood to listen to it, in my eyes, but as I said, it's very atmospheric. Um, Especially Rings of Saturn and Jesus Alone, really great songs, but yeah, something totally different, at least for me. Our next one is a classic. It's Rockpommels Land, by Grobschnitt. I consider this to be a krautrock classic. At least Grobschnitt is one of the classic krautrock bands. It was released on Brain Records. They have another really classic album called Scholar Music. I think this record and this album, they're both equally considered as classic. It's a great record. Very easy introduction to krautrock if you're new to that, but still amazing songs, great instrumentation, great song structure. Nice to add it to the collection. Let's see, the next one is The Animated Egg by The Animated Egg. This is the German pressing released on Europa. It's a bit unusual because Europa is actually known for releasing children's stories like The Jungle Book or the Free Investigators. But in the 60s, especially, they released some I don't know. This is psychedelic rock. They released some beat albums as well. I'm gonna show you another one later, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. Um, I just heard about it, found it for a good price, and it's only instrumental songs, but pretty interesting listening to, um, and a little bit odd that psychedelic rock is released on a children's label, but great to get it, and I'm glad that I got it. The next one is pretty amazing. It's John Lee Hooker, Coast to Coast Blues Band, anywhere, anytime, any place. Um, yeah, um, just as Bo Diddley, I started to get more into blues. I think John Lee Hooker is one of um, the original blues players you can get into that is still connected to the bands that I listened to recently, like the Stones, Fleetwood Mac, and or Ken Heat. This is a great album, actually. I really enjoy listening to John Lee Hooker. It's a very reduced style. Like there's not much that you need. It's a guitar, it's his voice, a bass, sometimes the drums, but not all the time. It's very minimalistic, but still great to listen to. The same with this record, also by John Lee Hooker. It's called "Never Get Out of These Blues Alive." Um, it was also kind of a blind buy. I just really loved the cover art, and I thought, okay, give it a try. It's in great shape, and just as the other one, it's great blues, minimalistic, mostly electric guitar, and a lovely sound. Oh, the next one is the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees first. To be honest, I really like the work of the Bee Gees in the 60s, and especially like the first record is nice, pretty good. The cover art was done by Klaus Voormann. If you know him, he played for Manfred Mann. He kind of discovered the Beatles in Hamburg, and he designed also a lot of cover arts like Revolver or Bee Gees first. And in my eyes, with To Love Somebody is one of the greatest songs. Maybe not of all time, but it's an amazing song. And there's so many great covers, like Janis Joplin did a great cover job on Cosmic Blues. I'm really glad that I got the original one. It's the original German pressing. The cover's in lovely shape. The vinyl is like okay, but you can definitely listen to it. And yeah, cool to have it. I think the Bee Gees might have not the best reputation, but this might be because of Saturday Night Live or something. All right, that's the next Austrian band. It's called Erste Allgemeine Versicherung. And they're kind of not a fun band, but it's hard to describe the music. They've just very funny lyrics. Like on this one, Banküberfall is a classic, Fata Morgana is a classic, and Märchenprinz also. It's just Austrian style of humor with great songs. Actually, the first side I enjoyed way more than the second side, but it's just great to listen to. If you feel like not in the best mood, just give it a spin and you start to cheer up again. We have next here. Okay, this is great too. 10 years after, Undead. I think with great cover art. I think this is is it their second or third record that they released album? I'm not sure about it, but as you can see on the cover, they're more on the psychedelic side on this one. They have a great sound. This was recorded live, which I think they did at least another time with the album What. And considering this, it's a great record. With I guess the 10 years after classic I'm Going Home, and also the original DRAM label, German pressing, nice sound, nice record, and yeah, I really enjoy listening to 10 years after, especially more the psychedelic stuff. Like they have great blues songs and that, but when they're hit kind of the zeitgeist, they did great work too. Yesterday I had a chance to listen to Stonehenge. Unfortunately, this version was too beat up to buy it, but now that I gave it a first try, I really want to get it because it sounds just amazing. Great sounds, great arrangements, and in my eyes, a little bit underrated. Yeah, next one, Mike Oldfield, Return to Omadon. As you all know, one of his big hits, Omadon itself, is one of the rock classics. And a few years ago, I think it was 2013, oh sorry, 17, he did not a remake, how can you call it? He just took the style of Omadon and made a new record by the name Return of Omadon, and it mostly sounds like Omadon, same instrumentation, kind of North folk influence. He also made it in two parts, part one, part two on each side, and I really enjoyed it. It's great instrumental work. Yeah, I think it doesn't stand in the shadow of Omadon. It's a great one. It's pretty good. Comes along with nice inner sleeves and also a poster. It shows the front cover art. Yeah, it's not that easy to get it anymore these days. You have to pay quite a bit. I don't think it was that didn't get that well reception when it was released, but definitely a great one. As I said, the next Europa band. This is the Petards, sorry. Deep Blue. This is the original Europe pressing, still in shrink. And you can definitely check out this band, especially the later records. They're actually worth quite a bit. It's great music. It's one of the original German beat bands, later psychedelic rock bands. I don't know whether it's really krautrock. Definitely not on this one. This is mostly like beat music in the style of the Rattles or the Lords, the other two big German beat bands. But there are two brothers in this band, those two guys, and I think they co-wrote most of the music. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they did a great job, like nice songs listening to, and yeah, I don't always see it as a German band, like you don't hear a strong accent or anything. So yeah, definitely worth it to give it a try. And I'm still looking for the later records. The next one is Matthew Southern Comfort, later the same year, released on the UNI, I don't know how you pronounce it, label. I guess most of you guys know Matthew Southern Comfort from his hit Woodstock, which was a cover by Joni Mitchell. Not by, from Joni Mitchell's song. And this was like really nice, laid back folk rock with lovely harmonies. They did a nice cover of "Tell Me Why" by Neil Young. It sounds more like Crosby, Stills, Nash version on this one, and it's really laid back music. Gives you a good mood, and yeah, really nice to hang out to this one. So what's next? Next one is a live record. It's The Wall by Roger Waters. I just got it yesterday. Recently, I started to listen to The Wall like a lot, especially at work. I'm always listening to music, and The Wall is like the album that I listen to the most, like from the end to the beginning. And I saw it. Great shape, great songs, great arrangements. Like it doesn't sound like the original. It's really a live interpretation of the songs. And I got it for a nice price. It's a lovely record with a great booklet, nice inner sleeves, and I guess Roger Waters is a bit controversial these days. I just love his work, I love his music, and it's a great interpretation of one of the classics. Next one, also got this yesterday. This is Free at Last by the band Free, mostly known for All Right Now or Wishing Well. I guess those are the two big hits. None of them on this album. This is from '72, and I'm not sure whether they were on the peak of their career or already a little bit on the descending way. But there's great tracks on it. the tragedy about it, like the guitar player Paul Kossoff, he was considered to be one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and very, very talented, especially considering his age. And then he died at a very young age. I think it was 25. And people say that they can hear a decline on the records that were released over the time by Free. I only have 2 records by them, this one and Fire and Water, so I can't say much about it. But on this one, there's great work. What I listened to yesterday, I think it was Magic Ship. It sounded just amazing. Still great guitar work. Although the band is pretty great, with Andy Fraser, the bass player, and Paul Rogers, they have like extremely talented songwriters. And usually when you find this, it's really beat up because of the white cover. It's a ringware and a lot of dirt and all it. It's in lovely shape. And Pink Rim Island, iLabel, UK First Press. Can't wait to listen to it. Yeah. Next one is a bootleg by Bob Dylan. It's called Stealin'. I thought, why not? It's mostly studio outtakes and or different versions, like early versions of the songs. Comes on white label. This one's still in shrink. It's in great shape, the great sound quality, and you get in touch with the songs in different versions. So it's all Over Now Baby Blue, for example. It sounds just very different from the album version, and that's why I thought it's worth it. Great song, great track list, and I think they did a pretty good work on this bootleg. It makes a lot of fun to listen to, and you can see it as yeah, its own little album. Makes just fun to listen to. Oh, the next one I was looking for quite a long time. This is Blood, Sweat and Tears, and it's called Child is Father to the Man. And to be honest, I only have one Blood, Sweat and Tears record. I think it's the third one. I think it's also called Third. But I was always looking for this record because I just love the cover art. The band members with smaller, let's say, puppet versions of themselves sitting around. It's super weird, but yeah, I always wanted to listen to it. Especially, I really love the other record I have, their third one. It's a great mix, great songs in it, amazing musicians like Randy Brecker, Al Cooper. It's just an amazing band coming together, and just the cover art. I think it's the deal for me. Coming on your Orange CBS label, I think it's the original German pressing, yeah. And cool to have it finally in my collection. Same with the next one. It's Caravan, Waterloo Lily. Caravan, if I remember correctly, are like part of the Canterbury music scene. So I don't think they were even ahead of the Canterbury scene. A lot of bands, the beginning of the 70s, end of 60s, beginning of 70s, came from Canterbury. They did great prog rock, blues rock kind of work, and Caravan is one of them. This is the original UK pressing. I just know the band Caravan. I always wanted to listen to it. This is the first record I got for a nice price, especially considering that's UK first. And I can't wait to get into that band, listen more, and yeah, get deeper into that maybe new rabbit hole. We will see. The next one is Krautrock 2. It's by the band Nectar, called Journey to the Center of the Eye. I've only listened to this once when I was still working at the record place, and it's yeah, more of psychedelic rock, I think you can say. It's not easily listening to it, but it's still a great record. Nectar, kind of a krautrock band. I think the musicians mostly came from the UK, but they recorded in Germany and had their fan base here in Germany. This is on Bacillus Records. And in the last, or I think the one video before, I don't know, I'm not sure, I showed you another record by Nectar that I got. I really enjoyed it. I thought it's worth to get more of their records to get more into the band music. So that's Nectar. Next one is actually kind of a big deal for me. It's Mr. Wonderful by Fleetwood Mac. Last year I got Then Play On by Fleetwood Mac, and it just really got me into their music. Fleetwood Mac, the original band from the 60s, the blues rock band. It's just the thing for me right now. I don't know any other band from this time. Maybe Savoy Brown, that played this kind of music with that intensity. Considering that they were actually from the UK, not from the US, and all that. But this album with lovely cover art. I think it's Mick Fleetwood standing naked in front of a bush. So far, I haven't listened to it. It's kind of I want to be in the right mood, and when I give it a first spin. But Then Play On is just amazing, and I think this is their really first record. I'm not 100% sure, but Peter Green is on it. It's for me like kind of guaranteed to have a blower here. Really glad that I got it as the original Neverland pressing on Blue Horizon, and really glad that I can add it to the collection. And then there's one last one for today. I got this one too at a record fair in Munich. This is Daddy Longlegs Oak Down Farm. It's on a Vertigo Swirl label. It's the original German pressing. The seller was a really nice guy. We talked a lot about bands, music in general, and was kind of a fun guy. And he gave me a great discount on this one and other records. I think you can consider it mostly country rock band, country rock style. Coming along with a great cover art. It doesn't remind me of country music, to be honest. It's to me more like kind of a spooky thing comparable to maybe Black Sabbath, their first record. But yeah, great to get this one. It's another Vertigo for the collection. And with that, that's it for today. I think it was like 27 something records. Was a nice stack. I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon.